everyone, so Wednesday again, therefore backpack chat, so let's get on with it. I got a really ambiguous but cool question through. 10 things the backpackers need. So I thought to myself, do you mean mentally or physically? So I just kind of wrote down the top 10 things that came to mind when I thought things the backpackers need. So yeah, let's do it. Number 1, a backpacker needs their eyes wide open. I'm not being literal here, however it does help when you're walking around a town to have your eyes open, but I think you get what I mean by this. Have your eyes open. Just look around you, take it all in, okay? There's going to be so many things that are going on that it's going to be really overwhelming at times, but keep your eyes open, keep your head up, and just take it all in. And this also means for being safe as well when you're on your own. Keep your eyes open for things. Don't be a fool, like we've discussed in my other videos. If you see something you don't like the look of, stay away from it. So I thought that should go at number 1. Number 2 is a sense of adventure. Don't be a boring backpacker, come on. Go get lost. Now seriously, get lost. You know, find a hidden trail and then follow it till there's no end, but then make your own trail. Leave your footprints where no one else has been. Just go. Have fun. I mean, you're only there once. Don't ever sit around and complain. On your 3rd day in a place, oh, there's nothing left to do now. I've done all the museums, I've done the big monuments. Oh, there's nothing left to do, really. Oh, I'm so bored. No! Never be bored. Go, grab your camera, go get lost and have yourself an adventure. Number 3 is a good pair of walking shoes. Very important. Never turn up to a hike or some trekking in flip-flops, because that's ridiculous. If I was there, I would laugh at you. So you don't have to pay a fortune for your walking shoes. I use Carrymore because I have Carrymore everything. And seriously, if you're from England, Sports Direct, amazing. That's where I get all my backpacking gear from, because it's all branded names at really reduced prices when it's just out of season, basically. And seems as backpacks, walking shoes, things don't come in and out of fashion, then it doesn't really matter. However, the big stores won't want to hold them for all throughout the seasons because there's new stuff coming out. So these perfectly well working shoes, backpacks, suitcases, camping equipment, stoves, tents, they're all going super cheap. So if you're not in England, then find out from your country. If you're in America, Australia, somewhere in Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever you're watching this from, find out what the big store is that sells all the discounted prices on these kind of things. But your walking shoes, really important. Look after your feet. Your tootsies will not appreciate you going for a 30-mile trek in flip-flops. There's nothing worse than being rubbed and blistered from really bad shoes, so get yourself a really good pair, something comfortable. I recommend something waterproof as well, because mine are waterproof and I just end up splashing around in puddles all day. But even if you're just going to walk through a town all day, it's tiring. Your feet will hurt, your legs will ache. So having a right pair of walking shoes will be a godsend to you while you're watching everyone else walking around in flip-flops with their heels and toes blistering and bleeding and, oh, lovely. Yours will not. And you'll thought, I was sensible. I followed rule number 3. Number 4 is a must. It's a travel journal. These are my travel journals that I've collected so far, and they're all full. To be honest, these are the best thing, because when you come home, like, I can read these now and I will laugh. There will be things that you will forget, such as just a weird funny joke or a one-liner or something really abstract, like you could write in there, oh, a bunch of flowers from Florence. To anyone else that means nothing, but to you that could mean everything, and it'll trigger back all these memories that you had forgotten. Also, writing down your feelings is a great way to reflect, especially if you're going away for a really long time. So writing everything down, you can look back and think how you've changed. Have you changed at all? Did you come here to change? I would always recommend that you get one with a little pocket at the back where you can put your things in. So you can have little ticket stubs, leaflets, entry tickets, little scribbly notes, maybe some drawings if you like to draw, and then they normally just zip up at the top like that, and you've got them forever then. But never leave without a travel journal, seriously, and discipline yourself to write in it as much as possible, because in years to come you will look over these, or your children will, or your grandchildren will, or maybe your great grandchildren will. So this is my number one thing to pack. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be a notepad, but write it down. Number 5 is a passport. I'm not going to go any further on that point, okay? So we're just going to cut it here. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, cut it, cut it, cut it. My next one is an open mind. When you're going to a country where their culture is polar opposite to yours, you need to have an open mind. The amount of blogs I have read where people have travelled to places in Asia, automatically closed up the moment they got there, thinking, oh, this is so different, I can't get around, look at all these symbols, I can't read these symbols, oh my god, look at all the food here, oh, I'm not going to taste that. And they hated it. But then there was something in that country that they ended up loving, and they left and really regretted it, thinking, if I'd only just had, you know, a little bit of time at the start, just say, you know what, I am going to take whatever this country is going to give me. Okay, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to experience it. I am going to live it because my mind is open to accept this new culture, and it needs to be. You can't go traveling with a closed mind. There is no point. Travel is actually detrimental to a closed mind because it starts to open it for you. My next one is a camera. Not everyone needs a camera. I love to take my camera away, and I'm not talking bulky SLRs. And the reason I really don't like people taking SLRs away with them is unless you're some sort of artist, photographer, or you're away on business and, you know, you're very artsy and craftsy and you have to take proper professional photos, then you should see people with their damaged SLRs. Because you put it around your neck with the lens sticking out and you walk past a monument and smash. But even if you think, I'm really sensible with my SLR, it costs me a fortune, I'm going to look after it. How big's the case? How big is it? And you want to fit that in your pack. Trust me, people get really peed off. And it's not like it's something cheap that you can just think, oh, you know, I'll just leave it in the hostel, I won't carry it around with me anymore. You're stuck with it. So unless you really do need an SLR, I know some people do, then great. But if you're just going away to take some photos, take yourself a little slim digital camera. The camera that I am using right now is waterproof, shockproof and dustproof, okay? Because it's going to be dropped, it's going to be thrown about in your bag, it might get wet. And this camera wasn't very expensive, and I'd never recommend you spending a lot of money on a camera you're going to take backpacking. You can get really good quality now, really good, at a really low price, okay? But I think capturing moments, being really creative, and like I said, if you've got a day free and you're like, what should I do? Go get lost with your camera. Just go and take pictures. Go down little alleyways where all the locals live and just get snapping, because then when you're on the plane the next day you can say, oh, what pictures did I take? And have a look. And, you know, I'm rambling. Forgive me. We're coming to the end. A sewing kit. Really easy just to make up one yourself, or you can buy one really cheap, but get it to be about this size. It got some thread, a few needles, some safety pins. If you're on the road a lot, your jeans or whatever you're wearing, they get torn. Instead of buying some new ones, sew them up. Also, if you're traveling for a long time, your pack may get ripped if it's not amazing quality. So having just a couple of needles, some thread and some safety pins will really come in handy. So sewing kit. And my final one, and this one is very, very deep and spiritual, so wait for it, okay? Prepare yourself mentally. A traveller should have no intent of arriving. What I mean by this is you shouldn't be, right, I'm going to go to Germany. I'm in Germany now. I arrived. No. What we've got to stop doing is having this really structured plan that I need to visit A, B, C, D and E as quick as I can and then say I've been there and come back. Life is a journey. We're all on it. We all have the exact same end. Some ends may differ, but we do. So see it as a proper journey through somewhere. So yeah, if this is going to be your first time travelling, it's not going to be your last. So you'll never arrive. No one ever really arrives somewhere to me. You keep going along this path that you're making for yourself. And just enjoy it. Enjoy your connections. Enjoy the connection between Paris and Amsterdam, for example, on that train. Don't just say, I can't wait for this X amount of hours to be over until I arrive. What's the point in that? You just wasted, say, 10 hours of your life. For what? Sitting there moaning when you could have just took it all in, enjoyed every moment of that feeling of travel, true travel. Okay guys, so thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate your views and, you know, the likes and the comments, and I like to hear what you're thinking. So tell me in the comments below what you think a backpacker needs. You mentioned, you know, I didn't mention clothes and things like that. And obviously, you know, unless you're going to go on a nudist holiday, then clothes are a little bit important. But I want to know what's important to you. Really important. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. So let me know, I'd be really interested to see, okay? So start a discussion down there. Also, don't forget, if you haven't already, just to subscribe, because I am leaving in just over 2 weeks on a huge trip, and I'll be taking you guys with me. So, au revoir!